So I
have to call this meeting.
Have to call this meeting to order, make sure we have a quorum, which we do.
Okay.
So administer the oath of office, Catherine. You need to administer the oath of office.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right, are you three ready? Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duty of the office of the high school or the Harlan Community School District Board member in Harlan Community as now and hereafter required by law?
I do.
I do. Congratulations. You're in.
You're in. Now. You're locked and loaded.
I'll shut the door back.
Okay, so our first thing that we have to do, and then whoever we elect as board president will take over. So we need to elect a board president, and the way this works is we'll have to have a nomination and then a second for that nomination, and then
You can nominate yourself.
we will vote, and it has to be a roll call vote, so that was different than what we did. So you just go on the roll call vote, you just say, like, Al, can you demonstrate a roll call vote?
I'll say Albertson.
Aye. Or nay.
What? But he'll have to say who he's voting for
Yes.
in this specific example.
Oh, I thought you were saying Albertson how.
Oh,
Yay. Okay.
No.
So do we have anyone that would like to make a motion for,
Or nominate.
or nominate? Nominate, thank you.
For board president.
For board president.
I'd like to nominate Jim for another year.
Jim's been the board president for the last 2 years.
Still learning.
Any other nominations?
Tough vote.
Is there a second?
Oh, I'll second that. You have to second.
No,
No,
you don't?
No.
Now we'll just vote.
Okay. Okay, roll
Yes,
call.
we have to make a motion, sorry. You're making a motion?
No, Al made a
Oh,
motion.
Al did, I'm so sorry,
I'll
you
move that
guys.
Jim be the candidate for president.
Okay.
How about a second?
I will
Jay
second.
did. You need a motion to nominations to cease.
Yes, that's what you just did.
Okay.
Okay. So Albertson, do we have to, I mean, we're all
I think
voting
so.
for Reichel.
No, but
Okay.
yes, Reichel.
Okay, okay, are you Jennifer and Jenny and Jen, or how would you like me to call you? Okay.
Jenny and Jennifer.
Oh, gosh.
Jen?
Yeah, we got it.
Jenny.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Okay, so Anderson? You say Rachel?
Oh, Rachel, sorry.
Yeah.
It's already written there.
Rachel Kinkle? Blatt?
Rachel.
Hazelton?
Rachel.
Reichel?
Rachel. Rachel.
Tough call.
Yeah.
Rachel. Okay.
Thank you all for allowing me to serve, and I do serve at your pleasure, so I appreciate you having this job, and so I try to do the best I can and make all the places I've got to hit to be at and that type of thing, and I think it's very important to support the superintendent.
I appreciate it, yes.
And not micromanage, let the superintendent do her job. And the main thing is we need to do here is to support the superintendent, but also, change things if she's not doing her job or he or she's not doing her job. One of my big disappointments and surprises was to find out as far as our ability to really run the board, we don't have so much to say. The policies that come from the state and from the legislature really drive what we can and can't do, and so we have to be careful to do things within the realm of those policies, and that was a surprise to me. much of what we do is just oversee and help Dr. Barnett do her job. So, anyway, I guess the next thing we have here, since A is done, we'll move on to item B, approval of the, oh no,
You have to
excuse me,
select the
A,
vice president.
election of the vice president. Could we have a motion, somebody nominated for that position?
You didn't hire her, did you?
Well, I guess I would say I would like to nominate Al. He's been in that position for a while, and I think in the next few years there'll be some changes, but Al has kept me on track a lot. Because once in a while I tend to get off track. So anyway, I nominate Al. Any other nominations? Would someone like to second that motion to nominate Al? Al Hazel, I guess I should say Mr. Hazel.
I'm not against Al being the vice president. I'm just wondering with us all being on the same term, if somebody newer shouldn't start to learn that position with them starting a 4-year term. I don't know. Those are just some of my thoughts. Al has obviously been on the board a good amount of time and knows the ins and outs of things. I just wonder then if he doesn't choose to run again, or when, those of us that go off, is it more difficult if you haven't had any experience in it? Maybe. I don't know. So I was wondering if any newer. Go ahead, Craig.
So just so everyone here knows, the people who've been on here know that I want to see it change every year. I want to see both jobs change every year. However, I said I'm going to stay out of it this year so we have some consistency this year and push it next year, because we will be having change to our board after that. So
A question.
that's why I'm quiet.
Are you guys, are the three of you all on the same?
There's 4 of us.
4.
Are on the same term.
Correct. It's 4 and 3.
When will that be?
4 and 3.
2 more years. So we'll have to do this again for another year, so we have 2 more years.
We change every year.
Okay.
Organizational.
But nothing has changed in 2 years. It's stayed the same, which I've appreciated. I'm not taking anything away from that. I just wonder if someone else doesn't want to learn to do that, or, is wanting that. And I don't think you should be, worried to nominate yourself or anything. I don't want to nominate someone not knowing if they don't want to do it. But I just wonder if they're, I don't know how much time the vice president portion is either. I know the president's a little bit, but I would say we're a pretty communicative board that they don't have to meet a ton outside of a regular meeting that I'm aware of, but.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think whoever would like to should just speak up and say, I wouldn't mind being nominated too. And one of the things is it takes a little extra time, a few extra meetings, especially.
Set the agenda and
Right,
such.
set the agenda, and then on the Monday before. So, it's just a little bit more time commitment. So a person's aware of that and say, yeah, I'd like to throw my hat in on this. I'm retired, so it's a little easier.
Jim, I forgot to have you sign something. Can you come back?
What about you guys?
As I said, I have to be willing to do it because of the standard. Theoretically great, so I'd be willing to do it, but I don't necessarily want to take the job from Al if he wants to do it.
Yeah, I'm not unwilling to do it. I think no matter what, we get to shake our children's hands, right? Even if we're not the president or the vice. That would be my biggest thing. I would like to shake my child's hand.
Oh,
I shook
you'll be
a lot.
good.
And
Monty
next
was
year,
up there.
yeah.
Yes, Monty's
I
done
shook
that.
with 4 hands last year,
Yeah.
so good luck.
I'm not unwilling to do it either, but I just wonder if anybody else wants to do it or wants to learn, or I think they both do a great job. I just don't want anyone to be afraid. I know our first go around, I was like, I have no idea who to nominate,
So we still would have another year of learning if Al, if Al stays, if we stay like this, then next year, we should probably strongly, and it's up to you guys, not me, but strongly consider switching, just so people are in place, and we still have these two to help us learn as we need to learn. But-
If no one else wants to do it,
I don't want to, I don't have any interest this year.
then I'll second the nomination for Al.
Albertson.
Hazelton, thank you. I was trying to decide if I said I or then you said Albertson and
Anderson. Cool.
Hazelton, sorry.
Black.
Hazelton.
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 Reichel.
Hazelton.
Hartfeld. Hazelton. Thank you. Okay.
Well, let me just say thank you. I've always kind of like Greg's statement. My standard I set early on, 20 years ago when I first started on this board, was I'm willing to do whatever this board is asking me to do. And I sat in that chair 13 years ago or whatever it was, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 years. Jim came in, his first board meeting, elected president, and had the drink from a fire hydrant hose for a while, but has done a stellar job, and I have loved serving in this chair with Jim and this team. And so thank you for the opportunity to do it another year.
And you've done on the state board now, right?
I did, I just completed.
Al's also served on the state board, so it's not that.
How many years?
He's a wealth of information.
7. I had 7 years on it. I'm still on until the end of the year. I'm all lame duck comments.
Next year, I'm gonna push for both your terminations.
Nicely, very nicely. And with 1 year left, honestly, Greg and I might just wanna throw it all around.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll move on then to item B. I guess it's the approval of the agenda. I have a question. Renee, what is discussion items? Is there something in there? Is that
I
item
think that
C?
was just in there if anyone wants to discuss anything.
Okay.
I think we probably could have taken that out. It was just, yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and see.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Okay, Jay makes the motion to approve the agenda, and a second, Roger. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Next item is item C, and I guess is there any discussion items?
I think what we'll do is go through, when we get through these committees, we can go through them real quick, explain what they are, tell you who was already on them, and then add some people, so we'll discuss it as we move down.
Okay, so we don't need to make a motion on that. Okay, so we'll go into item D, appointment of board secretary and treasurer. Who in the world would
Catherine
take this?
doesn't get any other options.
Would someone want to make a motion on this?
Yeah.
Quick?
For Catherine, I make a motion to appoint, oh, yes, to appoint
Oh, yeah.
Catherine and Brian as board secretary and treasurer.
And a second on that?
Second.
Second from Grade. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, no. Well, you're in, Brian.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Item E, the name of the district depository is Mid-States Bank. Any comments on
That is
that,
correct.
Brian?
We have had, they've been for quite a while, they've been our depository. We have had a request from at least one other institution, so we are going to put it out for an RFP. I don't know what will come of that, but they've always here lived by, we're going to stay with who we have. We've put out RFP before. We actually have never, this is the first time we've ever had a request for one. So we are going to put it out. But this is where we'll start with. And we actually would have to pick a appropriate date to change anyway. So if we do that, I will make sure you know far ahead of time.
and an RFP is a request for proposal, but do they give better interest rates or can they?
A lot of what you're doing is it's on the services that they provide.
What they charge us.
Yeah. It's more gonna be the services they provide and what they would charge.
So moved for Mid-States Bank.
So moved by Jay to accept Mid-States Bank. And a second? Second from Roger. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Next item is F, the name of the official publication, the Harlan Tribune. Any discussion on the Harlan Tribune?
She brings some cute little kids occasionally. So I'm okay with that.
Thankful for Penny.
That's a good thing. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
I'll second.
Second by Jade. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, no. Next item is G, establish the meeting date, time, and location.
So this can stay the third Monday of every month. We just meet once a month at 5:15. And this boardroom will be our location now. Next year, it'll still be our location. But the following year, we'll have a new boardroom. One of the things that we discussed is if you want to meet earlier, or you want to meet later, or you want to meet on a different night of the week. I think at one time they met at 4. 4 or 4:15, I don't know if that's too early for people.
We meet at
but
5:15 now for Greg's schedule.
It was
No,
Joe.
it was
Joe.
Joe's.
Joe. So we can change to whatever you guys want.
I proposed whatever based off of council hours, see.
Oh,
That's where
that's
the
right.
5:15
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And you
But
got
it
it
worked
Monday,
for Joe.
not Tuesday,
That was
right?
Yeah, Monday.
Mondays, yeah.
I like the third Monday.
And just my input on the third Monday
Yes,
is,
Brian.
it does allow me to get the board built. Otherwise, we're running a cycle where we have a hard time getting stuff even in time to do it.
I'm good with the third Monday.
How about the time?
I would
What's-
propose same time, same third Monday.
No, later,
I
because
will-
there's concerts and.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, no, we could go earlier if you.
I just don't wanna go any
but I
earlier
don't
than
know if
5
you can
o'clock.
get-
No earlier
Okay.
than-
Do you want to do 5?
Yep.
Does 5 work for you, Greg, or?
I can make anything work.
Because then if there are activities, we can, I mean,
I just don't wanna go earlier than that, it's
well, you've got,
trying to get.
But if
Can.
it's 15 minutes, should we leave it or move it?
No, go ahead and move it up.
Okay.
That's fine.
I think that's
great.
better just for.
Under earnings.
Okay, yeah,
I'd rather have it at 5, 5:50, I don't know, just, it's
okay.
on the half hour, hour.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
don't CD.
I was thinking the same thing, that's bad.
It's been all year.
So the third Monday, I make a motion for the third Monday at 5 o'clock in this room
With the,
with snacks.
what's that?
Have a motion, a second on that?
Second.
Second from Al. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no.
I will send out a schedule to you all.
Next, we have the committee membership and assignments, and so we have A through H here. A and B, the Finance Committee, is
This is why we
normally,
don't have a
This was, my computer was doing that today, so
I know, it's not you.
so anyway,
Keep going.
would you like to explain or do you want me to?
No, either doesn't matter.
Finance Committee normally has been the Vice President and the President on that, plus somebody else. And we'd like to hear everybody's input if there's a particular committee you'd like to serve on.
Who was on it? Monty was?
Yeah, that's a good question. Monty was on it before. The Salary and Bargaining Committee is when we negotiate in the spring. I think that's in March or April. And that usually goes along with the Finance Committee. The same people are usually on that committee. Is the way we've usually done it, not that it can't change. The Policy Committee is a
The other
rotating.
thing that maybe be said about the Finance Committee is that we're talking about a standing committee that's kind of the Finance Committee, but we do rotate the board members through monthly. 3 of them are reviewing the finances. So we know that somebody has kind of done a little deeper dive, but ultimately the Finance Committee should be doing that too. But
And
it's
even if
good
you're
to have-
not on it, you see
You can
it,
still
we
see it.
see it ahead of time, and Jim is usually
Diligent.
exceptional at picking up the slightest.
I like numbers, I don't like numbers.
Yeah.
And those two, I mean, if we keep, honestly, the finance committee, like, for example, when we tabled that item on the last, it's because we're still kind of negotiating right now what our rate's gonna be to sell the bond. So once we get to the point where we're gonna make a decision, that we would ask the finance committee to come in and help us with that, those three people.
It would make sense to me to put Roger in Monty's
Yeah,
place, in my opinion,
I guess that's where I would rather be.
if you feel
That makes
inclined,
sense.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, no-brainer.
He's good with it, I'll just, good with it.
And sometime you'd be willing, like, if we had to do it sometime during the day, you could Zoom just
Yeah.
to throw up.
And the bargaining, the salary and bargaining,
Thursdays, Thursdays I'm in Harlan, so.
well, we could make it, yeah, we
Yeah,
could
we
make
can
it
make
work.
that work.
The bargaining committee doesn't meet all that much because you really can't bargain anymore
Yeah.
except for salary. Like it used to be.
That was one I said I really didn't know if I wanted to be on, but now I heard that it's kind of set, so.
It's pretty
with
much
chapter
set and
20
Brian just brings in,
With
and you
chapter
know,
20, it's like, it's pretty much set in stone before you even get.
and you often know the supplementals, so, I mean, you get your SSA, if it's 3% that the governor gives you.
Which is what it's
You're
been.
gonna know how much money that is, it's pretty cut and dry.
And the last 2 years have been
It's been easy.
happy,
So,
yeah.
smooth like butter.
And the reason for that is Brian, because he crunches numbers.
I did pass chapter 20. Chapter 20 is actually what makes it easy.
Chapter
Yeah,
20
way-
is-
Chapter 20 basically says this is how much, where it's gonna end up.
Yeah.
You can go to arbitration, you go to mediation, this is still where it's gonna end.
Yeah, it's gonna be down to 3%.
For the most part,
Yeah.
100%. I will mention that always on the agenda, Catherine takes care of this rotation, the finance and policy committee. So the finance committee is, I guess we call it sort of a subcommittee to the finance committee.
Yeah.
And so you're familiar with that, but we encourage everyone to look through that consent agenda and look at the numbers. If something you see that somebody spent too much money somewhere, you can say, question it, that's the time to do it.
Feel free to call or text or email us anytime. Catherine, Brian, or Ryan will get you the answer that you need. So it doesn't have to be on a board meeting day by any means.
Brian will give you an answer.
Yeah, typically speaking, the people on, if you, I'll use an example, like Monty had one on the KCAV, the Clear Touch boards, and he'll call sometime the day of the meeting and say, hey, just, can you tell me what this is?
Brian is highly sought after in these fields, just so you're all aware. When we're at these
Yeah.
meetings, people are
Oh, yeah.
blowing smoke towards Brian.
Even your taxes, he can help you
You
out.
know, yeah.
Jade, as I told you the other day, flattery will get you in there.
Oh, you silly, it will.
So far, we're talking finance committee, Jim Reichel, Al Hazelton, and Roger Kinkle. And same way with the salary
Salary,
committee.
yep.
Perfect.
C is a policy committee
Same
that's
thing.
rotating. D is the delegate assembly, and last year Al was on the delegate.
It was Joe.
Joni, okay.
Oh, I thought it was Joe and Joni.
Joe
It
and
was.
Joni were
Joni
the
went
alternates.
his place.
It's an alternate,
We
yeah.
need an alternate.
And you want to describe this a little?
Yeah, so this is just kind of a one-shot deal, and you do it during the school board association's meeting. So not
Day before.
Joni, the day before. Joni and I sat, and you sit from 9 to noon, and they go over all the legislative pieces that they want to lobby for, and then you vote. So you are the one that makes the vote for our district on preschool or mental health or whatever it is, and then they use that as their platform when they send a lobbyist
This is
out.
particularly at the Iowa Association of
Yep.
School Boards
And it's just,
convention.
you do it one time a year.
It's advocacy with the state.
Yes.
Which I would be happy to do, I enjoy that, but if somebody else wanted to do it, you feel free to.
good job.
No.
See you.
I think we have to do it.
Yeah, I would be happy to do that, I enjoy that.
We need
an alternate.
An alternate, just,
Jay will do it, I'll do it.
Al, do you want to be
You'll do,
the alternate?
oh,
Greg?
Greg's
Al
not
wants to
there.
do it too.
Oh, I can do it then.
No.
No.
That's good with,
No, I didn't
I'm
hear
good
you
with-
say that.
I'm good with
Because
me.
I thought you were getting out, because you said you were out but that was, I thought you were referencing.
No, I will
referencing
be
that.
there anyway at
Yeah.
that thing, so I don't have to be the, I think it's great that, I like it.
You'll be there anyway, for sure?
Huh?
You're gonna be there anyway, for sure?
Oh, yeah, I'll be at the
Okay, then
convention.
put out now.
Yeah.
Go with
Will
that.
you be there at the day before?
Probably.
So Al with
I'll be
Albertson is
doing some
alternate?
association stuff. I'm on
No,
the
me
council.
with Al is alternate.
If she
I
can.
enjoy that. I know a lot of them from the ambassador
Yeah.
program, so I like that.
So if she can't go for some reason that day, then we still have somebody that will be
Mhm.
with us on student.
So we got Jade and Al on
Yeah.
the
We can
committees?
talk about the sick leave bank if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so the sick leave bank, it's a really neat benefit for our teachers, our certified staff. Basically, they, if they wish to participate in it, they can donate one of their days. And then if a teacher needs days, they can take, or
Mhm.
petition to get more days added. They can take up to 150 days, and that number is because that's how long you have to be off in order to pull disability. So that's kind of where that's in there. And you can't pull more than 2, or you can't pull that many days, your limit is over a 2-year period. So, I need 2 people to sit on that committee with myself and two teachers.
Which you cannot say who's on it. You
Yeah.
can't talk to anybody about the teachers that are on it, or they're very explicit about that because they don't want people upset when you're making decisions that involve that.
Yes, being on the committee.
So
Who
I was on
this
it,
last year?
I was, and Joni
Joni,
was.
yes.
If someone would like to take my spot, I'm more than happy to give it up. We only met 2 times last year. If not,
Yeah,
I will
it's-
stay on it, but somebody additional needs to come on.
Yeah,
And you might not meet at all.
Yeah.
If there's no
We only
request
met
for that.
twice, and they
You
were
just-
difficult.
It's a great meeting for, or a good committee for newer board members to
It's,
get
yeah.
their feet wet and how the system works.
The biggest thing is you cannot discuss who is on it because the teachers don't want anyone upset with decisions. Yes,
Jennifer,
Jen?
Sure.
Jen, Jennifer.
Jennifer? Okay.
And there's
Oh.
specific guidelines laid out as to who
Jumping
can and who
both.
can't. And, yeah.
Next one is the district study committee. And
So this is a school improvement committee, so anytime we need something with, related to school improvement, we haven't really met on a regular basis. I think Jade was probably our representative, just because she,
That's a
Jade and Joni.
first, because
but we didn't ever meet. And I
right, because
think,
I didn't know I was the.
I think we will just,
so this is district, so is this just for Harlan
district,
Community School District?
yes, just,
Doesn't involve other districts at all?
nope, just us, and it would be more, if we're doing something district-wide that needs a lens of, maybe even, I mean, you might have been our person, I don't know, I guess not, I don't know. I don't know, we haven't met.
Nope.
So there's
It's news to me when I saw
There's-
my name on it.
There's specific guidelines for school districts that you have to meet with parents or have a parent group at some time, but we don't necessarily call it this district study committee because it's already going on several buildings, so there's no need to add another meeting to everybody's plate, so.
I'm fine with, it takes
Let's
2.
stay.
I'm fine with staying, but I'm fine with giving it up too.
I like, if there's no meetings, that would be great.
Yeah.
If there's no meetings, I'm in.
Yeah.
You already have it figured out.
Yes, I got it.
You're a 10-year veteran.
Okay, item G,
Okay,
buildings and
I like
grounds.
that.
Jake,
Jake
Jake,
and I.
Jake and Jen.
I
How
know.
about
it's gonna be rough
buildings
for you.
and grounds? Who likes,
Let's stay the same with that.
That needs to stay the
You,
same.
me,
I,
Jade.
That's the facilities.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
I
are up
would
to speed
recommend
with what's
that
going on.
because everybody
Yeah.
already has been in
And
there.
and you guys know everything. Well, it's not
Get
like we
you the
know
info.
things you don't. We just have to come to more meetings and meet with them. So I'm fine with staying on that one.
So Blatt, Reichel, Albertson?
Yeah.
good point, Greg.
Okay.
Okay, next one is.
Roger wants this one, I think.
So I asked Monty, so this is the county conference board, Monty was on it before. It's the mayor, the county board of supervisors, so I'm assuming Jean and,
Your brother, Steve.
Steve, And then school board members within the county of Shelby County. He
Oh.
said they oversee the assessor's office, that includes the budget. They usually have 2 meetings a year, and in those 2 meetings, they get updated, and then they may have to vote on a couple different things. He said there's, if you can't go, I think there has to be at least 1 school board member there, so if you couldn't go, as long as whoever else, Elkhorn or whoever else is in our, he said it's not that huge of a commitment, but it is 2 times a year.
Question on this, we spoke to James Sheen, and then he has some ideas of, as far as our operational efficiencies. Would this integrate with that at all, or is this something a little bit different?
I don't think that has anything to do with.
Okay. Okay. We'd like to be kind of an ambassador,
I mean,
Yeah.
I have no problem doing it. Once,
Do you want to be the other person, since you are on council?
Huh?
Do you want to be the other person, maybe two, since you are on
No,
council?
we just need 1.
But I thought you said if he couldn't go, we had to have somebody.
Oh, no, if he can't go, we can get a school board member from another school board, another district.
Oh,
Yep.
okay,
No,
got
we
it.
just need 1.
Got it.
In the county.
I'm helping you out, right?
Sorry, yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
But that doesn't have Jennifer on any committees.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
she's
she's
on
Yeah.
sick leave, right?
Oh, sick leave bank. Okay, good.
It's a good one to start out with.
Good. I just want to make sure you didn't get out
I'm
here
just gonna be quiet.
without a committee.
She is also on the music booster
Oh,
committee
good.
with me. And I'm on the teammates board.
Oh,
what's the
yes.
policy
Yes.
committee?
I was supposed to be on
I-
that.
We rotate
We
every,
switch.
we rotate every month.
All you have to do is read and
And I would recommend
Catch
you
all.
all reading through the policies,
Catherine's
because
spelling
people, if that's
errors.
one thing I found they ask mainly, it's what's your policy on this? What's
You know what?
Read
I
them
think
through
that's straight
every
from the
time.
internet.
The policies are what
So we'll get them in the email the
That's
week
fine.
before for
Read
that
it.
month.
If you're ever in a lawsuit,
Joe
the
said,
question
so I'll
that
make
the
sure
lawyers
that
ask, okay, what's your policy say? And if you're not in there, you're in
Okay, when you get the board meeting agenda from Catherine, there'll be a blue link on it. You can click on that and go look at these contracts or policies.
it's easy stuff.
And I appreciate was it a text today?
Did you forget?
Who said-
Jim.
No,
Jim
but I just,
yeah, no,
I'm-
Jim sends that,
I'm
Make sure to
sometimes,
send
I
them
can
out for the
forget
next year
stuff.
for 5
So,
o'clock.
yes.
Oh,
Otherwise,
5
I'll be here at
o'clock.
5:15.
Okay.
but I
Oh, that was
appreciate
Jim.
that.
That was Jim's number.
But not next
Next
year,
year,
next
says no.
month.
Next month.
So, for the whole next year.
Oh, okay.
We need a motion
I'm
to
slow to
approve
learn.
those, okay.
Okay, we gotta,
Okay.
Oh, and there's one other policy we have.
I know, I don't know.
Yeah.
When we adjourn, it's always Jade. She always makes the motion. It's a rule.
I'm usually ready to.
we have to, I think we need to vote on the
Yes.
committee memberships.
Oh.
Roll call?
Any more discussion on the
Oh,
committee membership and assignments? Any thoughts or questions or concerns?
I make a motion to approve as is of committee assignments.
I'll second. Second by Jen. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
And those
Aye.
opposed, no? Okay, we are to item E, adjournment. Who will
So moved.
move on that?
A second.
Jade on
She's
that, Ryan
quick.
second. All those in favor,
Right.
aye?
Usually.
Aye.
Aye. Those
Well, I knew
opposed,